Now on CoastTV News.
District Decision Day polls are open for the second attempt in the Indian River School District for a referendum this year. Money matters in Milford as a budget deadline nears. The area city officials are expected to focus on tonight.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Weber and welcome to Coast TV News Midday. Our top story this morning is the second attempt at a referendum in the Indian River School District in the past 3 months. If this referendum passes, it will result in a tax increase of $22.40 per month or $268.88 per year for the average district taxpayer. That's according to the school district's website. And back in March, a referendum failed by over 600 votes. Superintendent for the Indian River School District, Dr. Jay Owens, says the tax increase is necessary to maintain staffing and programs.
It's not asking for an additional building. It's not asking for, to enhance anything we currently have. It's to maintain our current level of service.
And Owens tells Coast TV the district has already made some discretionary budget cuts and staffing reductions. And here are polling locations that you can visit today: East Millsboro Elementary School, Georgetown Elementary School, the Indian River High School, Long Neck Methodist Church on Long Neck Road. And here are 4 more locations. There's a total of 8. Lord Baltimore Elementary School in Ocean View, the Millville Community Center on Dukes Drive, the Selbyville Fire Hall on Main Street, and Sussex Central High School. Polls are open until 8 o'clock. Happening tonight in Milford, continuing work on the city's fiscal year 2026 budget. The council is taking this on during a workshop. Last year, the city approved nearly $65 million in expenditures. Tonight, 2 of the key items that are getting a look at the public works and the equipment replacement. Milford's new fiscal year begins on July 1st. And we are now taking a live look outside at Dover, and our first alert meteorologist, Bob Trahey, is joining us this morning. Bob, we have another warm day outside. It's supposed to be sunny, maybe a little bit hazy with those wildfires, but nothing to be too concerned about.
That's right, Elisa, and good morning. Indeed, we're still dealing with the haze and smoke from those Canadian wildfires, but it's way up there where the jets fly and really no health issues at the surface. And we have mid to high level clouds with the smoke, so it's a little tougher to see, but it's a combination of clouds and smoke, mainly mid to high level clouds. And these clouds coming off of a system that's moving through the Carolinas right now. Not tropical, but it's rainy across the Carolinas. This system will be tracking to the east and northeast and missing us to the southeast as high pressure will block it. But I think we will still see some clouds from it. And then a frontal system across the Ohio Valley will give us some showers into the weekend. Temperatures warming up nicely, mid to upper 70s, close to 80 in Redden, 79 there. Georgetown 77 and mid to upper 70s from Bethany Beach to Lewis right now. As we do have a southwesterly breeze, it will be muggy as we go through the afternoon with the cloud cover. So not a bad day to head to the beaches as you're looking at 70s and 80s there. And mid 80s inland areas. Once again, it's going to be a little hazy with the smoke as we go through the evening hours, but a nice looking sunset as temperatures warm into the 80s and with a south-southwest breeze. Feeling pretty muggy as well, warm and muggy the rest of the week with showers and storms increasing into the weekend. I'll track it on Futurecast a little bit later in the newscast.
Thank you, Bob. And thick smoke from wildfires burning across western Canada drifted into the upper U.S. Midwest this week, pushing air quality in Minneapolis to unhealthy levels. The city ranked among the worst in the world for air quality with an AQI reading of 168. The smoke is a part of a large plume moving south from wildfires in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Conditions are expected to improve gradually in Minneapolis, while lower levels of smoke are forecasted to reach New York, Philadelphia, and Boston in the coming days. Veteran Suicide Awareness. Driving past St. Jude's in Lewis, you may notice several crosses planted alongside the road. This is a part of a movement to call attention to veteran suicide. Now through July 6th, the group's Knights of Columbus and 22 a Day will be planting 22 crosses, representing the statistic of 22 veterans that commit suicide every day.
It gives a visual impact of what that loss is, and hopefully motivates people to find out what they can do to help get that number down. And we think that there are easy things for people to do, like if you know a vet, just ask them how they're doing.
And people are invited to come out at 9:30 every morning to observe and help. New overnight, President Trump has announced a travel ban citing national security concerns. The president signed an executive order that will either limit or restrict nationals from 12 different countries, which is similar to the proclamation he enacted during his first term in office. Countries banned from entering the United States are Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. 7 other countries will see limited restrictions as well, including Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. That travel ban is set to go into effect on Monday. And we are getting more details about the upcoming parade for the Army's 250th birthday in our nation's capital. As Adam Tuss shows us, waterways around the district will now be closed off as a part of the security plan.
Captain Tim Blanchard, who runs Fish the Potomac Charter Boat Company here near Navy Yard, had his sights set on a busy June 14th.
It's Father's Day weekend, so that's one of the biggest weekends to get out on the water.
But the word now trickling down to business and boat owners like him that much of the Potomac around the immediate area of the district will be off limits June 14th because of the planned Army 250 events.
They shut it down. It's basically like closing the street for your store, and we just can't operate.
And the economic impact to him?
This could be a couple of grand for me, which, for a small business like mine, it's not a small amount of money. That's, probably my slip fee for a month and fuel.
The Coast Guard sending out a memo saying this action is being taken to protect government officials, mitigate potential terrorist acts and incidents, and enhance public and maritime safety and security immediately before, during, and after this event. Army tanks and equipment headed this way. A massive air show with planes and helicopters is also expected. And D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is warning of potential travel delays in the skies.
There could be some disruption to the airspace at times. We don't know when that is, but that could affect, for short periods of time, air travel.
The Airports Authority confirming with us that they do expect some air travel to be halted at times. Now, the actual military parade itself is expected to take place along Constitution Avenue Northwest between 15th and 23rd Streets. Over 100 military vehicles are expected to roll out for that event.
Coming up after the break, working out for a cure, 2 local fitness trainers have a unique way of raising money for cancer research.
Cancer is a terrible disease. It impacts so many people, so many families, and it's why finding a cure is so important. But that takes money. In this week's Coastal Connections, Coast TV reporter Brandon Ferguson shows us how 2 Rehoboth Beach trainers are doing something unique to raise money.
200 burpees.
196.
For 100 days for one cure for cancer.
Everybody knows somebody who's been impacted in some way.
That's what Adam Howard and Bruce Clayton are doing to raise money for the BB Tunnel Cancer Center, a place that Howard has a personal connection to.
My father was treated there. My father-in-law was a radiation oncologist at BB through the Tunnel Cancer Center, and then also my mom had breast cancer.
This is the 3rd year that these men are doing this fitness challenge. Last year, they raised over $6,000 for cancer research. According to the National Cancer Institute, Sussex County has over 1,600 new cancer cases a year. Trainer Bruce Clayton says these workouts are dedicated to each and every person diagnosed.
I mean, this compared to what other people might be going through is a piece of cake.
Adam Howard says there's no better combination than working out for a cause.
Bruce and I are passionate about, and raising funds for the community is great. The community's done so much for us, and we just want to give back.
In all, Clayton and Howard will complete 20,000 burpees, and that feeling at the end makes it all worth it.
When we bring a check over to the Tunnel Cancer Center, it makes us feel amazing, so those burpees aren't that bad.
To donate, you can go directly to BB Tunnel Cancer Center or to the Body Shop in Rehoboth Beach, where any form of donation is accepted. Burpees for BB, working out for a cure. For Coastal Connections, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
The official start to summer still about 2 weeks away, but boy, is it feeling like it big time. Hazy, warm, muggy conditions. Here's Salisbury, 77, looking out over SU and the stadium there, and definitely a little hazy as we've been talking about. We have still some smoke out there from those Canadian wildfires, and we'll be warming into the low 80s this afternoon, and it's part of the storyline. Humid today, more clouds, less smoke, and temperatures in the 80s, not super hot because I think the clouds and the smoke will take the edge off the heat just a little bit. And then into the weekend, showers and storms on Saturday, maybe lingering showers on Sunday. A bit cooler with highs in the 70s and 80s. Let's track that smoke. We're still seeing it over the top of us at the upper levels of the atmosphere where the jets fly. It's not a health problem for us as we have some wind. And we're looking at those higher smoke levels continuing as we go through the evening. Should be a pretty nice sunset for sure. And then we're looking at the smoke thinning out a little bit as we go into early Friday, but still hanging on a little bit as we go into the evening hours. So still kind of hazy through the end of the week. An air quality alert now for parts of Baltimore, and that's until midnight tonight. But Delmarva right now is in pretty good shape with that. Mid to upper 70s, almost 80 in Redden and Milton at 79, 77 Georgetown. A little cooler in Ocean City at 69, but 78 degrees in Bethany Beach right now with a light southwesterly breeze, a little more southerly at the coast, keeping you just a little cooler. As we're looking at the visible satellite picture, lots of high clouds and a little bit of haze and smoke mixed in with that here. And then we go farther to the south, we're seeing clouds across Virginia and watching this area of low pressure across the upstate of North Carolina with showers and storms. And you think, well, maybe it's headed our way. I don't think so. We've got a blocking ridge of high pressure, and it looks like it'll be tracking to the east and northeast off of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I think we'll only see clouds from that. And then we're looking at a frontal system across the Ohio Valley. That will bring a better chance of rain into the weekend. Futurecast at noon, warming into the 80s inland areas, so peaks of sun and clouds, 70s, even 80s around Lewis, 84 for you, mid 80s inland, and a warm and muggy evening on the way. Once again, a beautiful sunset with some of that smoke and haze. Through the overnight hours, we'll see partly cloudy skies, and by Friday morning, it's into the 60s, and we're looking at that system moving to our south and east, so we'll be looking at mostly cloudy skies. I think it's warmer than this. I think we'll be into the upper 70s and lower 80s. And then moving into your Saturday, here comes a cold front getting close to us. That will trigger showers and storms, hopefully not interfering with any graduation ceremonies, but maybe some heavy rain and gusty winds with that, and then clearing out as we go into the evening hours. And as we move into Sunday, maybe dry in the morning and then increasing rain again as we go into the afternoon and evening hours, and maybe about a quarter to about a half an inch of rain. It really depends on your location and where those heavier showers and storms wind up. And we're looking at muggy to humid conditions, maybe very humid into early next week. Mid 80s inland across Sussex County today, 77 in Rehoboth, Eastern Shore, low to mid 80s for you with hazy sun. And around Salisbury, 84, Pocomoke City, 82, a little cooler for Chincoteague and Ocean City. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, lower 80s Friday and Saturday with showers and storms, not all day Saturday. Lingering showers, a little cooler Sunday, 79, low 80s into early next week. It looks like another rain and storm chance comes in on Tuesday.
Thank you, Bob. And here's what's coming up this afternoon on Coast Life at 4.
We hope you're having a good day so far, but of course, a little bit of Coast Life is going to make things better for you. Charlie's on vacation, so we've got a wonderful, lovely guest host who's hanging out with us today. Also coming up on the show, the weather is heating up. We're going to check on that HVAC system, and it's Thursday, which means we're going to be spilling a little bit of tea, spilling a little bit of drama for you with our Spill the Tea. All that fun is coming up today at 4 on Coast Life. We will see you there.
A major shift is underway in the Delaware Department of Corrections Canine Program. Historically, the state's 28 canine units included a mix of patrol and detection dogs. But in response to a troubling rise in contraband smuggling in prisons across Delaware and the country, officials say all new dogs will now be trained exclusively for illegal item detection. 5 new recruits are currently halfway through a 12-week training program, part of the broader effort to improve safety inside correctional facilities. And here's what's coming up tonight on DSN at 7:30. It's Into the Trenches, followed by a replay of the field hockey matchup between Delmar and Cape. Into the Trenches will air again at 10 o'clock, and at 10:30 you can catch the final score. On the DSN Plus app, we have 2 Maryland Supreme Summer League basketball games taking place at 6:15. At 7 o'clock, it's the Eastern Shore Senior All-Star Baseball game. CoastTV will be right back. Wegovy use is rising among U.S. teens as the obesity crisis worsens. According to data, more teens are increasingly turning to weight loss drugs. It comes as families and their doctors gain confidence in its use for younger demographics. Data found the average rate of teens beginning treatment with the drug grew 50% from last year's medical professionals, and they say it's important to continue to monitor and better understand outcomes from these medications, both positive and negative, before you use them. As measles cases continues to rise across the U.S., researchers are using sewage wastewater to track the virus. It's a testing effort similar to what scientists did during the COVID pandemic. Sewage was tested for the virus's particles that helped identify early signs of increasing transmission. Cases could potentially be identified days before any people show symptoms or go to a doctor. Health experts hope that early detection, along with vaccines, will help curb the current uptick in cases.
We're seeing clouds, some haze and smoke on the FH Cam in Cambridge, 70s and eventually 80s into the afternoon hours. And then as we go through the rest of the week, still muggy and warm with decreasing smoke, but increasing showers and storms into the weekend. Congratulations to Sherry Schenk from Milton on winning a brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV. Your 10-day forecast is next. Hazy and smoky skies this afternoon and temperatures warming into the 80s. And remember to call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast, sponsored by Brockstead Mandalis Federico. Warm and muggy to end the week. Showers and storms Saturday on your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. 81 lingering showers Sunday. Lower 80s early next week. More rain Tuesday and pretty warm by the end of next week into the mid-80s.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. And for more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Don't forget to join us for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Have a great day.